Welcome to Waco as we get set for the Bears and the Mountaineers. And we welcome you to Big Monday presented by LinkedIn. Inside the Farrell Center, we get ready to bring you number 8 Baylor taking on West Virginia as these two teams square off in conference play, and you're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. All right, let's take a gander at the standings in the conference, shall we? Kansas, number 10 in the country, and they're atop the board at 6-1, followed by Baylor at 6-2. They're ranked 8th. And then Texas and Texas Tech, they're going to meet tomorrow night in Lubbock. Oh boy, that's going to be interesting, and they're tied for 3rd place. Welcome courtside, John Chomby and Fran Fraschilla. Chris Budden is going to join us coming up. All right, so the defending national champs, they got off to a magnificent start. They were unbeaten at 15-0. It's been a little bumpier, but I'd still say there's a lot of optimism surrounding this team overall.
Very much so. 3 weeks ago, they were the best team in college basketball, and we're trending upward. Now you see 18-3, and you say, well, everything's okay. They won the battle for Atlantis, beat a great Michigan State team, and come back, start the season on fire. Now they've had some key injuries, losing back-to-back conference games for the first time in a while. Obviously, the loss to Alabama. But here's the good news. They're handling adversity. Some young guys people have never heard of are going to play tonight. And I think in the long run, this will help this team, John, the adversity.
You know, one of the guys that's gotten back at least a little bit healthier has been James Akinjo. They need him from a scoring standpoint to be better. Second half against Bama, he was pretty good.
He's getting back to where he was. He really has to play well tonight.
All right, they're shorthanded, though, the Baylor Bears. And for more on that, here's the 3rd member of our team, Chris Budden.
As Fran alluded to, missing some key players today. We'll start first with L.J. Cryer. Leading scorer for the Baylor Bears is out for a 2nd straight game with a foot injury. He did have a CT scan yesterday. It didn't reveal any more damage, but he is dealing with some pain, and they want to give him some time off of his right foot. Adam Flagler is also missing today's game, dealing with some knee pain, so he will sit. That means Baylor is down to only 2 scholarship guards today. So Dale Bonner, transfer from a Division II school, getting the start tonight. Yeah,
his first D1 start. Dale Bonner into the lineup. They have 2 scholarship guards available in this game tonight. Everybody else 6'8" or bigger. Let's shift over to the West Virginia side. They got off to a magnificent start, Bob Huggins' team, 13-2, but they've lost 5 straight.
Yes, now remember, Taz Sherman, who's one of the best guards in this league and in the country, he is battling COVID. He's probably through it by now, but because of the schedule and his illness, they have hit a bumpy patch. They have not lost to a team this year that will not be a postseason team. So these are quality losses. But a great opportunity tonight on the road, especially with the number 1 team in the country a few weeks ago, now shorthanded.
Yeah, no doubt. So a Baylor team that looks to be a bit vulnerable and wearing those gold uniforms as we get set for action from the Farrell Center. John Chomby, Fran Fraschilla, and Chris Budden. Baylor, the defending national champs. For Bob Huggins, talking about a team that forces a lot of turnovers. What else is new, right? I mean, they're usually in the top 15 in turnover forced rate. And again, that's the case this year.
It is, but their major weakness is they do not have the inside game we've been accustomed to with Shibwe, Culver, Kanate. Different kind of team in that regard.
All right, if you're looking at the Baylor uniforms and the names on the back not matching the players, that's because they are wearing special jerseys to honor the Immortal 10. We will have more on that. 95 years ago, a fatal accident killing 10 people in the Baylor basketball traveling party, and so that's why the names do not match up. A miss to begin it. Baylor first possession, and now West Virginia the other way. Good hands and out of bounds. Mountaineers basketball.
Don't feel too bad for Baylor. They still have, in my estimation, 4 future NBA players available tonight. The 2 freshmen, Kendall Brown, Sochan, Meyer, and of course we'll see Jonathan Tchamwa Tchatchoua off the bench shortly.
Take a look at Flagler and Cryer on the bench.
West Virginia pattern, moves the ball side to side. Sherman, McNeil, the two guards, are the guys they have to rely on to score.
McNeil kicks it back. Sherman a jumper. That wouldn't go. Meyer the rebound. I asked Bob Huggins, where have you fallen short? What did you think you'd be good at? He said, I thought we'd be able to spread people out and make shots, but they just haven't, as you mentioned, been able to get buckets inside or penetration inside to set up those shooters. Now a steal, and the other way, it's Sherman. And the finger roll is good, and West Virginia on the board first.
When I've been in these situations in the past, you usually play, you raise your game, but it's awkward early when guys are missing.
To the corner, Kinjo. Got it. There's a three.
And he was playing as well as any guard in this league prior to the back injuries in early January. The Arizona transfer was brilliant. Going to have to get back on track tonight.
Started his career at Georgetown. Kick out, that's Cottrell, knocks it down just inside the three-point line.
He's comfortable out there. He's sometimes a conscientious objector in the paint. He likes that perimeter game. You got an example of it right there.
Akinjo swings it to the corner, and Bonner. And that tip rolls in, Flo Thamba.
The big fella has started the last two seasons for Scott Drew, and he's gotten better and better. He's an anchor right now, especially defensively.
Really good on the offensive glass as well. Leads him in that department, as he showed right there. Back the other end of the miss from Bridges. And now the Bears the other way, leading by a point.
Nice pass.
Thamba inside, and a great look. Good hands.
Yeah, terrific catch on the move by the young man from the Congo. Baylor has to be really careful about committing cheap fouls tonight because of that lack of depth in the backcourt.
No question about it. Sherman gives off Bridges. Cottrell now. And booked that one, his second bucket.
Pretty good. That's what he does. He has not shot the three ball well, but he certainly looks capable of doing it, as you can tell on those first two jumpers.
Big guy goes 6'10", about 245, but a nice soft touch as he's made a couple of jump shots. Here's Thamba again. Meyer ball fake. Bonner, another look at it. Rattles at home, and a three. Dale Bonner.
Let's tell you about this guy. He played at Fairmont State the last 2 years, which is about 20 minutes from Morgantown. Young man from Cleveland, Ohio, who all of a sudden is playing against guys he watched play for 2 seasons in the Big 12. But Flo Thamba early, getting Scott Drew off to a good start. This is a great tip right here. Great dexterity. And then watch this catch on the move. Pick and roll. He releases early. Good catch. And John, we've seen so many big guys travel on that play.
Yep. Really good body control. He'll grab a seat. Sochan in. Baylor with the lead. That one from the corner off the mark. Tchamwa Tchatchoua with the rebound. Tchamwa Tchatchoua, the feed from Akinjo. He tried to get it to Sochan. Eventually, Bonner swings it. Dale Bonner, by the way, with that bucket, now has 1,000 career college points. D2 and D1 combined. Tchamwa Tchatchoua with the two-handed stuff.
And Akinjo gave West Virginia the hostage dribble. Kept the defender on his back, created a 2-on-1.
Great look inside of the bucket there. And a bucket for Jalen Bridges.
Speaking of Fairmont, Jalen Bridges, also a Fairmont native. Fairmont senior. Home of the pepperoni roll.
Akinjo gets another. That's a 2.
Good sign for the Baylor Bears. John, those injuries are devastating, but eventually, if everybody gets healthy, this kind of shorthanded team is going to be better for it.
I think I'm interested to see at the offensive end of the court who else is handling the ball so that Akinjo doesn't get worn out.
I would say Matthew Myers.
McNeil from deep. Akinjo will pull up and a little bit strong, and then they get the foul, and that is on Kendall Brown. When we return, we remember the Immortal 10. During tonight's game, as they do every year, Baylor University remembers the Immortal 10. Been 95 years since that fateful day, January 22nd, 1927, when Coach Ralph Wolf was taking his first Baylor team to play a game in Austin against the University of Texas. Rain obstructing the vision of the chartered bus driver. The bus was struck on a railway crossing by a speeding train. 10 of the 21 players, coaches, and fans of the Baylor party were killed in the accident. The Immortal 10 honored each year during a game and also at homecoming when the freshmen are told anew the tragic story and participate in the candlelight remembrance ceremony. As you see the players wearing the names of the Immortal 10 on their jerseys to remember the lives of those who were lost that day. Back here at the Farrell Center, John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Chris Budden. The Bears ranked 8th in the country and with a 6-point advantage. West Virginia basketball. Here's a lob, McNeil, and the bucket.
They got him right out of the timeout. Some inexperienced guys out there. Jordan Turner out there now for the Bears. Scott Drew going deep into his bench with those injuries.
Meyer on the move. Tchamwa Tchatchoua tried, but rebound pulled down by Taz Sherman. And a turnover, it goes back the other way.
Well, I thought that ball might have been deflected. I'm not sure if any of the officials had a good angle on that. Taz thought that ball was deflected as well.
Here's Meyer bringing it into the front court. You mentioned Jordan Turner checking into the game. Dale Bonner getting his first Division I start, making his transfer from Division II. Meyer inside, had it blocked, kick out. Sochan. And West Virginia going the other way. Kedrian Johnson.
Coming off his career night. Kedrian, 18 at Arkansas, the young man from Dallas.
Saboyan swings it. Johnson on the bigger Tchamwa Tchatchoua. Can't hit Sochan the board. No call, out of bounds, and they turn it over. Ron Groover right there, and West Virginia basketball.
A little sloppy here by the freshman. Just lost it and fell out of his hands. Young man from England. Mom is Polish. He was born in Oklahoma, where mom was a college basketball player and the youngest player to ever play on the Polish national team.
And he always keeps it fresh with the hair.
Changes up.
Keeps him guessing.
He'll be in the NBA shortly. Nice move.
Saboyan inside left hand, couldn't quite get it. Sochan the rebound. Now slowing it down, gets it to Akinjo.
Bears a little sloppy since they got off to that good start.
And a foul as they get that one on Malik Curry. All right, a reminder, tomorrow night, Super Tuesday here on ESPN and the app. Number 10, Kansas scoring off against number 20, Iowa State, 7 Eastern. And then number 1, Auburn. They've won 17 in a row, and they host Alabama. It should be a great night of hoops. Fran Fraschilla, you will be out there in Ames.
Hopefully.
Off the glass, and good for Sochan.
He had a big game against Alabama on Saturday. He and Kendall Brown, two prodigious young talents. Still wet behind the ears. When you watch this West Virginia team, everything is on the perimeter.
McNeil, shot clock winding down. Fans wanted to travel and a heave and a shot clock violation. Baylor, a team, when the Bears are right, they can get you at both ends of the court. When we've seen them at their best, they're not just an elite level offensive team, they're an elite level defensive team also.
And John, let's go back and let's put this into perspective. On January 8th, they were the best team in college basketball. And they have a chance to be that good again, but not until they get everybody healthy. And again, this could end up being a positive for this team.
Bonner off the side of the backboard. Tchamwa Tchatchoua able to track it down. Goes at the basket, spins and puts it in.
Great footwork right there. You know, you hear people complaining about guys running defenders over. That's an example of how do you play in the paint on drives. Perfect example. Just know the rule and you'll be fine. Let's watch now. The big fella, we love the way he plays with energy, but throw a little skill into the mix. Drives baseline, jump stop, step through, nicely done, no contact. Clean as a whistle, 2 points.
All right, let's take a look at how the road teams did the Big 12 SEC Challenge. It's brought to you by Hampton by Hilton. And but the road team won just once in the 10 matchups. Were you surprised that Kentucky went into Allen Fieldhouse and thumped them the way they did?
Of course. Bill Self doesn't lose there. I think that's their 16th loss maybe in 19 years, and Kentucky dominated them, John. Bill Self said, we do not have the athletes that Kentucky does. Bill Self's team couldn't play at the penthouse level the way those Kentucky athletes did. Very impressive performance by John Calipari's team, who, by the way, has blown out Tennessee now, North Carolina, and Kansas.
How about the two freshmen? Is Sochan able to find Kendall Brown for the deuce?
Well, I mentioned that this is an opportunity for Donner and the two freshmen.
Sochan almost a steal. The lead is 10. Osaboyan used the ball fake, kick out. And Taz Sherman, second leading scorer in the conference behind Abaji. And that jumper will go right there as Kobe Johnson knocks it down.
That's a freshman from Canton, Ohio, who's getting his chance. Really good high school player out of a great high school program.
Meyer goes baseline, gets bumped. And Matthew Meyer, last 5 games averaging just under 14 a game on 46% shooting. That's a little more in line, I think, with what a lot of people thought he'd be doing this year, that he'd take that next step.
I think early in the season, you and I were describing him like one of those 300 hitters in baseball.
Yeah.
That gets off to a slow start, and I think he's finding himself offensively. John, remember, we've also commented on how good his defense and passing were when he wasn't scoring. Yep. So I think we're seeing, you know, the complete package.
And you think this is more his true level?
Absolutely, yep. It's a young man that I believe will play in the NBA at 6'9". In fact, he had a big game against West Virginia in Morgantown. He had 25 or 24?
He had 20, yep.
Yep.
That was a career high. Knocked away. McNeil looking for some space. Meyer longer is on him.
And that's where Matthew Meyer's gotten better and better.
Sherman rattles at home, and it's a 3. Whoa.
I'll tell you, Taz, when he's on, he's as good as any scoring guard in the league. Obviously, Abaji, Brockington from Iowa State. He is coming off of COVID and lost a lot of weight, so you're not seeing the real Taz just yet.
6-0 Mountaineer run. They turn it right back over. And now Meyer is fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Watch this tough shot by Taz Sherman. He elected to come back for his super senior year, and he's been averaging right under 20. Watch this tough shot. Thought he got hit on the elbow, no call. And the young man from Missouri City, Texas, really taking advantage of the super senior season.
From Texas, but spent this summer in Morgantown to get extra work in. It's something that he learned from Deuce McBride. He said, yeah, he was younger than me, but I learned a ton in terms of work ethic. He'd be in the gym at 6 a.m. every morning getting shots up. I asked him if he did the same. He said, I'm not really a morning person. So instead, every night that they're in Morgantown at midnight, he is in the gym by himself. No managers, just him in a workout.
And
this little bioblast look at him right here.
Yep, he played at Collin County Community College on the outskirts of Dallas. One of those kids, they seem to be all over the Big 12. No scholarship offers coming out of high school, much like those kids at Texas Tech and others, and he's earned himself a place in the Big 12 and one of the best guards in the league.
I like the way Chris delivered that. I'm not much of a morning person. I feel you, Taz. Good hands by Brown. Good luck trying to get the pass over that length and leaping ability.
And as good a defensive team as Baylor was last year, and they were elite, these two kids, Sochan and Brown, they give you a different element than the three guards a year ago on that end.
Yep. 10 of the shot clock, under 10 to go first half. Baylor by 4. Kick to the corner. A wide open look there. And not sure why the buzzer sounded.
Might have been shot clock started. I don't think it started. Oh.
Well, now they've called a foul on DeMont Carrigan.
Okay. Young man, a transfer from FAU. Take a look inside, watch him push in the back. That's an easy call.
Akinjo, right side. And that one flipped up and in, and Tchamwa will go to the line.
No way he could do this as a freshman. If you go back and remember, they had a young man named Tristan Clark who was about to be a star. His freshman year, Tchamwa's Clark, serious injury. He had to play minutes, and then all he did last year was start every game on a national championship team. He has gotten better and better.
Can't hit that time. Again, Baylor without both L.J. Cryer and Adam Flagler, two of their top 3 scorers. Flagler sitting with a knee issue, and for Cryer, it's a foot. Sherman contested and knocks down a 3.
Kendall Brown, I think, was surprised that Sherman had that kind of range. But that's what Taz is capable of doing. He's right at the top of the league when it comes to those scoring guards, and we include Abaji in that.
Sochan, good look. Tchamwa missed it, had it blocked, now knocked away, and West Virginia the other way. Bridges can't hit. Akinjo pushing it, had it, and lost it. And then the throwdown at the other end for Jalen Bridges. And just like that, it's a 1-point game.
And Scott Drew does not have a backup for James Akinjo when he gets a little out of control like he did right there.
I mean, they effectively have 2 scholarship guards available tonight. I mean, everybody else, they're all big, so again, at least some of the ball handling is going to fall on other players. Sochan fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Well, Jalen Bridges, the young man from Fairmont, West Virginia, grew up close to home, getting it done for the Mountaineers. Pepperoni roll time.
Welcome up, Baylor up by 1. One of the things that Scott Drew has said his team has progressed throughout the year is in the vocal leadership from his guys. Beginning of the year, he said, we're a very boring team. No one talks. good as a coach, though, because they'll always listen. But he wanted to draw that out from their guys, especially in conference play, where the building can be louder. But I've noticed guys like Jeremy Sochan constantly talking to the younger guys, walking Kendall Brown through plays. This is the kind of thing that Scott Drew was wanting out of his team that he didn't see earlier in the season.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, you're talking about the young guys looking for growth. They're looking for them to assert themselves. And, coaches always looking for the leadership as the season goes on.
What I like about those two kids is they don't force a lot and they fit into the offense. But now, with these injuries, they're going to have to do a little bit more, to Chris's point. I think Bob Huggins has got to be pleased with his team early.
This is both of them, but Brown tracks it down, and now Dale Bonner. Bonner, going into the season, they didn't anticipate that he was going to impact things, and here he is starting tonight. Brown not able to hit. And remember, they had a huge recruit in Langston Love, who is sitting out the year after blowing out his ACL in October, and he was a guy that was going to get minutes.
Oh, he's a future NBA player as well, recovering from ACL surgery, sitting next to Flagler and Cryer. Bonner, this was supposed to be his real redshirt year. I mean, he's playing, but even though he got the free year from the NCAA, so this is the first of 3 seasons he'll be with this Baylor Bear team, but he's getting the opportunity. And it's so interesting because he grew up in Cleveland and obviously last year played 20 minutes for Morgantown.
Did not play in Baylor's first 2 conference games. That was tipped away at Kinjo. And now Sochan trying for Tchamwa Tchatchoua, puts it up, gets fouled. And Everyday John will head to the line. 1-point game. All right, Saturday, great day of rivalry men's basketball games on ESPN and the app, featuring these 3 matchups. You get number 8 Baylor, number 10 Kansas, 4 Eastern, and then number 9 Duke in Carolina at the Dean Dome. And then at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, we got ourselves Kentucky and Alabama.
Alabama may be the most confusing team in the country, as Tchamwa Tchatchoua makes a free throw and the crowd loves it.
The first free throw that they made, they've been 0 for 7 from the stripe, and that's why that sort of mock cheer went up from the crowd.
On a hot streak. Let's see if Bob Huggins can get Sherman some shots. Taz starting to feel it again after recovering from COVID.
McNeil is their second leading scorer.
Here we go.
And then a foul on Tchamwa Tchatchoua as Johnson absorbs the contact. First on Tchamwa Tchatchoua, and third on the Bears.
Bears going a little zone right here underneath.
And now the double team, tried to save it and does save it.
Nice job by Kendall Brown to get out of the way.
Toss up ahead, pass was a little too hard for Sochan, and they turn it back over.
Yeah, this is too tough a pass right here. Watch him just fire that bullet. And if I'm JTT, Everyday John, I put that one in my back pocket and save it for when I'm up 20.
Kick to the corner, and that one off the mark, tipped out of bounds. Scott Drew complaining.
Tough to tell.
I think it actually was off Tchamwa Tchatchoua.
Yeah, he looks like he was the last to touch it here. They're checking the shot clock. They're not reviewing this because it's a play that you can't review.
Bert Smith going over to talk to John Higgins. Ron Kruger, the third official. Little eye of the tiger for you in the middle. That one tipped away. Here's a Kinjo. The Bears full steam ahead at Kinjo and now peels back out.
I like that. Didn't know what he had, so he pulled it out. Didn't force it. He's got to shoot that. Love to see Kendall Brown shoot that.
Bonner puts it on the floor, spins, now wide open. Brown can't hit. Sochan tips it in. Oh boy.
He's got a terrific feel for the game. Kendall Brown is the more highly thought of with NBA teams, but this kid's also got a great future. The natural athlete with a good feel for the game.
Turnover again. Bonner up ahead. Brown. Little Euro step. Flips it in.
Oh, that was sweet. That's how you avoid contact in the lane. He was in city traffic. He downshifted, stepped through. The light was yellow, and he finished.
6 feet 8 inches. Nice footwork. It's a 6-0 Baylor run.
Sochan coming off 17-8 against Alabama on Saturday. Watch him right here. Gets that ball. Good blocks out right there by West Virginia. But I like the tip. I like the effort. Watch the hands right here. Nicely done. And then watch Kendall Brown. This is good basketball right here. Good fundamental basketball by Kendall Brown. Young man out of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. And there you see Jerome Tang. 19 years with Scott Drew. Been by his side every step of the way. And John, again, this is an opportunity for those two freshmen to take on what you talked about, a little bit more ownership of the offense.
West Virginia basketball, they're down 7. Mountaineers got off to a 13-2 start. They've lost 5 straight.
The backbreaker was losing to Oklahoma at home. Everybody else a top 25 team.
Sherman to give off to McNeil. Jumper. Got it.
Tough shot.
That's a 2.
Yeah, and those are the kind of shots they've had to make all season, Sherman and McNeil. They don't come easy this year without Miles McBride.
And McNeil, if it seems like he's on the court a lot, he is. He leads the Big 12. He plays 35 minutes a game. So you're going to see Sean out there a ton as he has a chat with Ron Groover.
And John, he's such a focal point this year compared to last. Last year he was very good, but they had Miles McBride. This year, he's the number 2 guy on every scouting report, so he sees a lot of defensive attention. He was a terrific JUCO player in Ohio and grew up on the outskirts of Cincinnati, and he's had a very good career in Morgantown.
And now it's James Akinjo at the line. We mentioned back issues as he suffered that back injury January 15th, missed 2 of the last 4 games, but the penetration, he's averaging almost 6 assists, and you know, he's one of the guys that they look to create.
Yeah, and I thought early January he was right in the mix for Player of the Year in the Big 12, along with obviously Ochai Agbaji, Isaiah Brockington, but he's taken a little bit of a step back because of that back injury.
Former Big East Freshman of the Year at Georgetown, then went on to Arizona where he was first team All Pac-12 and now the Baylor Bear.
See how hard McNeil has to work.
Good feed inside, and Cottrell point blank couldn't put it in, but he gets fouled. Isaiah Cottrell, the redshirt freshman.
I think that's 2 on Everyday John.
Cottrell getting the first, a guy who's a former top 75 recruit in the ESPN 100. Tchamwa Tchatchoua will sit with his second foul.
Remember, this young man suffered an Achilles injury last December. And that's one of the most difficult injuries to recover from. And so we haven't seen his best so far. But a very skilled big guy, to your point.
Tchamwa gets into the paint. Brown kicks out from Meyer. And West Virginia going the other way. And that one from way downtown for Taz Sherman.
That's the Taz Sherman Mountaineer fans saw for the first month and a half of the season. He was saddled with COVID, and the coaching staff said he lost a lot of weight.
Air ball from Brown. Taz Sherman with 11.
I think he's feeling it. I just go to work.
They got those two really good shooters in Sherman and McNeil. They don't really have a penetrator to create and get shots, but when you can do that,
that's exactly
off the
right.
Bounce, I guess it doesn't matter all that much.
Well, you know, it will matter eventually, but right now he's cooking, so just pour some gasoline on the fire because he's red hot.
West Virginia with the lead, an 8-0 run. And Sochan will wave it off. Foul on Baylor. Taz Sherman on fire.
Oh, we've seen this before. Taz Sherman, he's as good as there is in the league when he's going. And he doesn't need a screen, and you don't have to run a play for him. Just give him the rock. Let him go to work.
First half stats and analysis from this one. All coming up. Kevin Agandi, LaFonso Ellis, and Seth Greenberg.
There you see the two freshmen. Sochan, Kendall Brown, who played his high school basketball last year at Sunrise Christian, along with Kennedy Chandler, who we saw on Saturday night for the Tennessee Vols.
Kansas as a kid, Zach Clements, that played on that team as well, who I think eventually is going to be a good player.
Yep, he will not play tomorrow night. He's out still, but absolutely. Young man out of San Antonio.
There's McNeil, drills that one. It's a three. And look out, the Mountaineers lead it by 4. He's got 7. It's an 11-0 run. Bob Huggins' team coming to play.
Now the question is, where does Baylor go in their offense?
Tchamwa, little teardrop wouldn't go. And Sochan hits the deck. Got a foul on West Virginia.
Watch Sean McNeil right here. We told you they've got to shoot it whenever they get a little space, because they're not going to get them out of space tonight. But both he and Sherman are capable of doing exactly what they've done in this first 17+ minutes.
West Virginia coming off the loss at Arkansas. Bob Huggins, though, was happy with how they competed. That was one of the things that he touched on, as he felt like they brought the energy, and he was complimentary of his group in terms of that post-game.
Yes, and they had a very spirited practice today. They're not an overly talented team, John. As Huggins teams go, this is not a team with great talent.
Sherman ball fake, and he gets fouled. They get it on Thamba. That Flo's complaining, but he certainly got him with the body. That's his first.
And it's a great drive by Taz Sherman. To your point, watch him hold his ground on this drive. And Flo tries to get vertical, but you can't be vertical if you're not. He was on the move with the offensive player. So he was jumping straight up, but he was still moving into him on that drive.
Sherman, a guy, he leads the Big 12 in free throws made and attempted. So he gets to the line a ton. 1 out of 2 that time. Under 2.5 to go here, first half. And the number 18, the Baylor Bears, without 2 of their top 3 scorers, looking vulnerable here. And West Virginia playing well. Sochan turns it over.
Yep, he gets downhill, and he tried to dime Flo Thamba, but he threw a fastball, and Flo was looking for the changeup. Nowhere to go offensively for Baylor right now outside of Akinjo.
It's an 11-0 West Virginia run. Osaboyan, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Well, how about a little jam-packed January for you? What a lineup we got for you this weekend. Saturday, the NHL All-Star Game. It's at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC and ESPN. And then we got a couple of college hoops Sonic blockbusters. Baylor, Kansas, Kentucky, Alabama. Sunday, got the Pro Bowl for you on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Deportes and Disney XD.
That is a big free throw right there for Bob Huggins because Gabe Osaboyan shoots 39% from the line. He does so many things well. He's taken 42 charges in the last year plus, but that's a little bit more like it, unfortunately, from the foul line. And I look out there right now for Baylor, John, and I don't see any scoring.
Largest lead for the Mountaineers. They're up by 5. Where's the offense going to come from?
This guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Has to.
Akinjo.
Gotta shoot it.
Bonner, gotta get it off. Flips it up, wouldn't go. Tipped out McNeil. And the Mountaineers a chance to add to the lead.
Uh-oh.
And they stepped out of bounds.
And Taz and Sean McNeil, they had a 2-on-1 on that side.
Yeah.
Take a look right here. You talk about missed opportunity. And see that so much. Got to know where the sideline is. Got to have your educate your feet in that corner because there's not a lot of room.
Yeah, and it's a good opportunity right there for him. And
I almost thought Taz had the shot.
Yeah. Well, how about this? West Virginia on that 15-3 run. Baylor hasn't made a field goal in over 4 minutes. Akinjo to the corner and Turner. And a rebound pulled down there by Kerrigan. Bob Huggins had his team ready to play here tonight, going on the road. An undermanned Baylor team, and West Virginia taking it to them.
Thought they might be able to get a 2-for-1 here. Nice pass.
Pick out Sherman. Johnson can't hit. Turner rebounds. Bonner.
And I think Akinjo's got to shoot those.
And Baylor 0 for their last 7. And they get the ball to Sherman with Akinjo on him. Handoff, Johnson. Kick out, and that's Seth Wilson at the buzzer, and it counts. It's a 3. West Virginia on the road, and with that triple, as the clock was winding down, and the Mountaineers lead it by 8.
Freshman from Lorain, Ohio, right outside of Cleveland. He and Kobe Johnson, highly recruited. Take a look, knocks it down, and what a lift that is.
Let's go to Chris with Bob Huggins.
Coach, you finish out the half on his 16-1 run. What have you seen out of your team in the last few minutes?
Well, we played. You know, we've been kind of standing around too much. We played. I thought we were aggressive. Offensively, we got to rebound the ball better still. But our movement was good. We just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Defensively, you held them without a field goal in the last 4 minutes. What has changed for your defense today?
Just our aggression. I mean, we were a very good defensive team, and for that whatever reason, we kind of, fell off the map. And they're a prideful group, and they understand that they didn't play as hard as they needed to play, and I thought they had a good half, played hard.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, good half indeed. 39-31. West Virginia on the road, and they had the lead. Coming up after the break, we'll go to the studio. It'll be the Jeep Halftime Report. Come back to Big Monday, presented by LinkedIn. Great first half for that guy, Taz Sherman. West Virginia on the road and leading number 8 Baylor by 8. Time now to take a look at the Capital One rewarding performance of Fran Fraschilla. Taz Sherman, sensational.
No surprise. He's gone over 18 10 times this year, averaging 18 points a game. He's already got 15. And on a night where Baylor is shorthanded looking for scoring, Bob Huggins has that scoring in Taz Sherman.
You're talking about a West Virginia team that started off 13-2. They've lost their last 5. John Chomby, Fran Fraschilla. How surprised are you that we are where we are right now?
Not surprised. What Baylor's without 2 of their top players in Flagler and Cryer. And Bob Huggins' team desperate for a win because of that schedule. They're in a catbird seat right now after 20 minutes.
All right, time down to send it over to the third member of our team, Chris Budden.
Scott Drew thinks that run that West Virginia went on could have been because the Baylor's team is tired with having those 2 guards out. Drew saying we have to do a better job of managing the minutes and rotating guys in. He also said, hey, if West Virginia had shot like this the last 5 games, they wouldn't have lost those games. Also need to do a better job making shots at the free throw line.
Where's the offense going to come from, Fran?
James Akinjo. Last year at Arizona, this kid took 13 shots a game. He's capable of going out. He got 27 different times at Arizona. In this game tonight, where he's been so unselfish all year, he's going to hurt the team if he doesn't look to score more.
And that is James Akinjo there wearing number 11, even though it says Foster on the back. This is the game where they honor the immortal 10. It was 95 years ago that 10 members of the basketball traveling party, players, fans, coaches, perished in a bus collision with an oncoming train. And so the members that lost their lives are honored with their names on the backs of the jerseys, and 2 more right there. Taz Sherman has 17. You're talking about a guy that averages 18.3.
I love the way he plays. We watched him get better and better last year, and he chose to come back for that 5th year. And there's an illegal on the baseline.
The lead is up to 10 for the Mountaineers.
Well, you said it. Bob Huggins was pleased with his team's effort at Arkansas in the second half. We watched the spirited practice this morning, and they've kind of pretty much picked up where they left off this morning.
They get the foul there. That'll be on Akinjo, his second. And again, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but obviously with 2 scholarship guards available here tonight, they can ill afford to get either Akinjo or even Bonner into foul trouble, to be honest.
You're absolutely right. That's he's got 2, and the 2 big fellas, Tchamwa Tchatchoua and Flothama, each have 2. And there you see Cryer and Flagler. Obviously a huge loss.
Yeah, they're 2 of their top 3 leading scorers. Cryer leads the team. He's out with a foot issue. McNeil from deep. Little strong rebound pulled down by Brown, and now Akinjo pushing a pace. Akinjo, floater, rolls out, tip. And West Virginia basketball.
I like that aggressiveness. He's going to have to do that. This guy can make them.
Meyer pulls down to Sherman, miss.
And I thought Matthew Meyer, that's a hand check right there. Matthew Meyer, I thought, was quiet in the first half. He did not get it going.
And Meyer did not score 0 for 4. Akinjo lays it in.
Last year at Arizona, and I talked to Sean Miller about this, there were people that felt he was too scoring hungry, but that was such a young team, he needed to do that. Tonight, he needs to do that in the next 18 minutes.
Crowd trying to get into it here at the Farrell Center. Not totally full here tonight. Johnson puts it on the floor, observes some contact but no call, and it'll stay West Virginia basketball.
Watch Johnson get to the basket here. Looked like there was a lot of contact. See, now that, when Flo Thamba is inside that restricted arc, he's entitled to go straight up to the ceiling. And that's why there was no foul call, but a good job by Johnson trying to draw contact. Adrian Johnson coming off 18 points against Arkansas, a career high.
Checking the shot clock for Smith over there. Good to see Bird back and healthy out there refereeing. And now they've got it set. It's at 10.
Look at this, he got a layup and he got a foul. And that might be 3.
And they get it on Akinjo, and that is his third. And Akinjo immediately says to the bench, I'm good.
Not a smart play. When you are lining up on a line like that, you must force everybody to the corner. Watch this. Akinjo lets him get to the basket. He's got to be on the inside and make Sherman go out to the corner. Oh, they got numbers.
Rebounds up ahead. Bonner spins it off the glass and in. Well done.
Good job by McNeil to challenge. Bonner went other side of the rim. Put him in jail.
Good hands, Brown to steal. And the freshman gets fouled. Kendall Brown will go to the line and shoot 2.
Watch Dale Bonner now. He's got that angle, and he's going to go to the other side of the rim because the rim puts McNeil in jail. That's what we teach. Get to the rim, and they have to goaltend it. Nicely done. There's a young man we talked about. Cleveland, Ohio, no Division I offers. And now, for the second time in 3 weeks, he's playing against a team that he probably watched a lot last year when he was going to school at Fairmont State, 20 minutes away.
We talked to him after shoot-around today. He was fun. Asked him about his shoe collection. He loves his Jordans. He said he's only got about 15 with him at school right now. That's what he's rocking for tonight. Baylor on a 6-0 run. And that's a travel.
Little swag right now by Baylor, gaining that momentum and confidence. If I were Kedron Johnson, I'd bait Akinjo a little bit. And, you know, a double technical foul gives Akinjo his 4th, and they've been jawing. Good hands.
Tipped away as Johnson got him.
Nice.
And a foul on Baylor.
That time Johnson went right through Bonner and was going to make sure there was contact. And that's what I'm talking about. See, there's been a little bit of back and forth right here. Watch Johnson.
Damon Carrigan doing some chirping. He was upset with somebody on the Baylor side. And now Bert Smith telling Carrigan to zip it up as Kedron Johnson will go to the line. Mountaineers leading it by 5.
It's a young man that's a senior. He's from South Oak Cliff High School. But he's likely coming back next year for that super senior year the way Taz Sherman took advantage of it this year. Sean McNeil's eligible to come back as well as a super senior next year.
And Johnson buries that one. So Bonner brings it up. A lot lot of pressure on Akinjo here tonight. Just to have the ball in his hands. Inside, Tchamwa Tchatchoua.
Soft touch by the big fella.
West Virginia up 4. Osaboyan, give off Sherman. Sherman to 3.
How about that?
Whoa.
This is not an accident. This kid can get his own. It's comforting for a coach to have a guy that you don't have to run plays for.
And they get the foul on Johnson.
John, we watched it a little bit last year. More so early this year, but this is just a guy that knows how to get buckets. And I wasn't lying when I said Ochai Agbaji and Sherman, especially before this guy was sat down with COVID, right there as the Player of the Year frontrunners.
To the corner, Akinjo a 3. And the offensive rebound for Brown. Akinjo puts it on the floor.
Nope, that's a travel.
And a turnover, West Virginia on the road and leading this one by 7. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud Cincinnati head coach in 1 Final Four, most wins in school history, and here he is second behind Gil Catlett in wins at his alma mater, and the 3rd most career wins by active D1 coaches. What a career he has put together. 6 different times he's been the National Coach of the Year, Huggy Bear. And, you know, you don't expect it, but you get a little Bob Huggins lookalike right there, no?
He knew Bob was here, and he decided to make an appearance.
That is Henry Witt Jr.
It's a little confusing walking through the stands and you see, is that Bob Huggins up there? No, Henry Witt, Baylor fan. I asked him if he'd ever been mistaken for Huggins, and he said yes. One time when I was in the Chicago airport, just walking around, and these 30 guys that get off a plane from Japan run up to me and ask for my autograph. They said, "Oh, you're Bob Huggins." So I had no idea who that was. They explained to me who Bob Huggins was, and I thought, well, I mean, they've come up to me, they want an autograph, so he signed it as Bob Huggins. He figured Huggy Bear wouldn't be too bad.
Wow. All right.
That's a doppelganger right there.
It's pretty good.
Yep. He could fill in for Bob.
Feed inside and good hands by the Mountaineers.
Another bad decision by Sochan that time. There's nowhere to go with that, and he forced it in there. Oh boy.
Taz, little short. Akinjo pulls it down.
Watch John running.
Akinjo slowed for a second, now pulls it back out. Osaboyan on it. Feed inside Sochan, nice and easy. Flips it in as the freshman connect.
Yep, good pass by Kendall Brown. Bears hanging around, fans trying to get into this. West Virginia with a nice challenge on the road, trying to get a road W.
Osaboyan puts it on the floor, puts it up. Loose ball, and it'll go the other way. And a foul on West Virginia.
I said this earlier, John, I'm not sure how this game is going to turn out, because what's happening right now is these freshmen for Baylor this is the most prime time they've been all season long. And in the long run, I think this helps Scott Drew's team. When Flagler and Cryer come back, the opportunity for these kids to be in a key spot tonight and in the last few games, I think will ultimately make this team better. This team was as good as anybody in the country on January 8th.
Sochan gets it to Meyer. Akinjo catch and shoot and buries a 3. And it's a 2-point game.
He's got to be the James Akinjo that played at Arizona last year and keep looking for his shot. Remember, he's got 3, so he's got to stay on the floor. Who's guarding Sherman?
Bonner right now. Sherman has it, fires, hits.
Not a good decision by Dale Bonner. Watch what he did. He gambled and tried to steal it, and he opened the door for Taz Sherman to light him up. Watch the gamble, and then he tries to get back into play, and JTT commits that foul. And that's inexperience at this level.
Foul was on Bonner. That's his third, and he's coming out. And Turner comes in. Maybe get him while he was on the floor?
Yeah, I thought he tried. Yeah, I thought ultimately it was Everyday John. Still, it all started because of the gamble. Let's watch right here. Watch Bonner. Don't do this against the scorer. Oh, yeah. That right arm came up and hit him on the thigh.
Yeah.
How good is Sherman, John? We watched this last year.
Taz Sherman getting a little breather right now. He's got 24. And Tchamwa Tchatchoua off the glass and in.
And again, aggressiveness by Akinjo. Beats the defense, draws help.
Mountaineers by 4. Sherman on the bench.
Oh boy. Wow. I thought he traveled first. Ron Gruber thinks differently.
Tchamwa Tchatchoua with his third. Fans don't like it.
Yeah, the view we had, let's watch his feet. Well, that happened simultaneously. He traveled and was fouled. Watch this. No, I think that's a travel. Osaboy enforced the contact. I thought the defender was legal. Bad break.
And that's a foul on Meyer, and going to the line for 3 free throws is Jalen Bridges. Scott Drew just a little bit helpless right now with 2 of his top guards, 2 of his top scorers not available tonight due to injury.
And by the way, the young man in the middle is Langston Love, a top 50 player, ACL surgery. He's going to be a great college player, so you got 3 really good players that are not available tonight. He hasn't been available all season. This is a guy, Bridges, that has to play better. I'm a big fan of his. He's been too inconsistent this year. For West Virginia to be an NCAA team, he's got to get them 14 a night.
Mountaineers by 6. Meyer going to work. Rips it away. The putback. That wouldn't go. Man, he had a point-blank look at it.
This is one of those nights. We've all been through this. Nothing goes right, and you have to keep battling.
Osaboya, kick out. Johnson can't hit. Well, West Virginia has stayed tough here in the second half, leading it by 6. And right now, Malik Curry will go to the line and shoot 2. Old Dominion transfer. He was All-Conference USA second team last year. These are 2 teams, though, that you're talking didn't come in feeling good. Neither one of them. I mean, Baylor's 3-3 in their last 6. West Virginia Mountaineers lost their last 5. So both of them looking for something, but it's been The Mountaineers going up against Scott Drew's team that is vulnerable due to injury. And West Virginia's come out and played well. Oh, those big misses.
Mountaineers will go home and play Texas Tech and Iowa State after this one, so that's why this one's so critical.
And they get the foul on Curry. West Virginia on the road, and right now they lead the number 8 team in the country by 6.
I know it doesn't seem like it right now, but we are here to help you, Angela.
To that final trip for Coach K to Chapel Hill. Whoa, got the shoes, the gear. Brandy, that might be your Christmas present right there.
John, how did those guys get into your closet?
Holy cow.
How did they get in? They got your shoes, too.
Yeah, they got my body, too.
Yeah. How cool is it? Coach K, 40 years of taking that, 8-mile drive over to Chapel Hill last time. Yep.
Well, 6-point West Virginia lead. Taz Sherman been silky smooth here tonight. He's got 24 season high, career high 28. And that's the story of Kenjo. And Osaboyan pulls it down. West Virginia, the Mountaineers by 6.
Taz still resting. Thought he might come back in after that TV timeout.
Bridges gives back to McNeil, and now Osaboyan. Shot clock is at 6. McNeil fires.
Oh my goodness! What a shot! What a shot! He was going sideways. He stuck the landing.
Beautiful shot there by Sean McNeil. And that's a huge turn of events. Now the lead is 9. We're under 11 to go. Out of bounds.
This is a desperation shot. Clock is down at 5-4. Watch McNeil now. How does he get that off? Squares his body in the air, does his work early, and he gets those shoulders in line with the hoop. That's a hard shot. He'll remember that one for a while. Woo!
And look at those numbers in terms of the 3. Baylor has hit just 3 of them. 3 out of 16. And meanwhile, the 3-point line has been a big part of West Virginia's story. And Kenjo buries that. And Kenjo having himself a nice night.
Bob Huggins, he likes what he sees. They've been very patient, run their offense well.
Feed inside, Bridges.
Nice.
Gets it to go.
Nice job by Johnson. He was going to shoot the 3. They chased him off the line. He found Bridges hanging around, loitering in the lane.
And now Kenjo left hand. No call. Brown, got to hit that. Does. Kendall Brown with the triple.
And this team's got to stay aggressive. The shots haven't fallen. Really like the way West Virginia has played with patience. Done a nice job of using all 5 of their players in the offense.
Kendall Brown, by the way, that was only his 6th made 3 of the year.
That's going in.
And it does.
That's a scorer.
No doubt.
That's a scorer's bounce.
26, 2 off his season and career high. Kenjo matches and buries it from straight on.
He's the key. He has to be aggressive. We got some scoring, John, both ways. Heating up here in Waco.
And Baylor hanging around. They need help from all over.
They do. Kendall Brown knocks it down. You mentioned not many 3s this year. And then James Akinjo is getting more aggressive. He's playing with 3 fouls, a big shot. Still trail the Mountaineers by 5. Without L.J. Cryer and Adam Flagler tonight, it has been an uphill battle, and they've had no answers for Taz Sherman, who has been electric in front of about 15 NBA scouts here.
Lost 2 of their last 3 home games, which is surprising, no doubt. Lost to Texas Tech and Oklahoma State back-to-back. Tech didn't have Terrence Shannon in that win. Sherman gets through traffic, kick to the corner. Shot clock winding down from the corner. Bridges wouldn't count. Shot clock violation.
Good defense by Baylor, John. What they did was they forced 1 or 2 extra passes and forced a shot clock violation.
Bob Huggins' team has played a good game here tonight. Come on the road, they've been ready. Sochan a 3. Osaboyan.
I think they can get better than that shot and get that shot at the end of the clock. I love this pass. This kid Osaboyan has had the ball all night long, and Johnny's one of their best assist leaders all year. That was textbook. When a team is fighting from behind, they're going to overplay you, and they read that well. Great call by Bob Huggins.
Brown with McNeil on him. Give off to Sochan, and they get the foul on West Virginia.
Watch this pass, John. Perfectly timed and set up. They're fighting from behind, Baylor, so what are they going to do? Try to steal it? Nope. We're going to get you on the back door. Take a look. Osaboyan dropping a dime like Matthew Stafford. Whoa!
Every Thursday, go all access with Baylor men's and women's basketball teams. And you can catch it on Big 12 now on ESPN Plus, a must-have for Big 12 fans. Our time. Behind the scenes look at both programs. Tchamwa Tchatchoua on the feed, puts it in.
Osaboyan was looking for the charge because he's drawn about 23 of them this year. Didn't get the call.
Bob Huggins thought the same thing.
This is it. This is the key part of the game for Baylor.
And a foul on Meyer.
Let's watch a little side pick and roll right here. Watch Osaboyan. And that very easily should have been called a charge. Take a look right now. He's set before the offensive player leaves his feet, and the reason he should get that call is because he gets to do that all season long.
Foul on Tchamwa Tchatchoua, and that's his 3rd.
Good call, nothing there, certainly a foul.
Let me check that, it's his 4th. Let's go to Chris Budden.
Scott Drew telling his team that huddle, we have him exactly where we want him, but it has to start right now, and we have to get a stop. Focusing primarily on defense, showing them what the field goal percentage looked like 8 minutes ago versus now. So we have to box out and guard with our chest.
Well, I think that's great advice, Chris. They got to make sure they don't foul easily and make West Virginia score at the foul line.
And McNeil knocks him down. Good free throw shooter, over 80%. And the lead back up to 7 for the Mountaineers. Hesitated. Good for Sochan.
Good rhythm right there. Matthew Meyer can distribute, and he stayed away from a charge. Smart play.
McNeil back the other way.
Well, Sean McNeil thought he had an angle, but watch Dale Bonner. I think he's set. Remember, this young man was a Division II player last year, 20 minutes from Morgantown. That's a tough call. It's a hard call because that guy has to be set before the offensive player weaves his feet, and that is right on the money.
Out of bounds, 13 in the shot clock. And Baylor basketball. John Shambi framed for Sheila Chris Budden. And a good one here tonight in Waco, West Virginia. A game Mountaineers team trying to pull off the upset. Akinjo for three. Got it! A 1-point game, 6:24 to go.
Was that extra?
Having a friendly chat, a 1-point game.
Watch Akinjo on the inbounds. They lose sight of him because this man is stuck in the paint. And that's a read. That's a read off of where his inbounds defender is. Once he's inside, he is stuck. And Akinjo sticks to three.
Story tonight has been Taz Sherman, 26 points for West Virginia. And this is Sherman with the basketball. McNeil, Osaboyan. Shot clock at 4. McNeil. And a double dribble.
Watch Meyer, great pressure. Watch McNeil leaves it on his hip right there. That's a double dribble. Good call, excellent defense. James Akinjo went for 27 different times last year, and tonight he needs to keep scoring. He's got 20 already.
Akinjo with the bigger bridges on him here. Going to work inside, flips it up. Baylor basketball. Akinjo has it again. Baylor last led with 4:09 to go in the first half. Good feed. Bonner. Tchamwa Tchatchoua. Baylor leads. An 8-0 run, foul on Baylor.
Jeremy Sochan's thrown this pass away a couple times tonight. That time he's really fortunate. He sneaks it in there, and a great catch by Bonner. Watch this catch, and the dish to Everyday John.
So Taz Sherman will go to the line. 79% free throw shooter. Misses that one.
I'm going to say this one time, John. These officials are very good, but they must be consistent down the stretch. A touch foul on one end has to be a touch foul on the other end. That time, Taz Sherman, that was a touch foul, and he's going to be the recipient of his second free throw. Got to be even both ways.
Tied at 64. Closing on 5 to go. Number 8 Baylor at home without two of their top 3 scorers. West Virginia has played outstanding tonight. Akinjo gives off Sochan. Shot clock winding down. Sochan spins, shoots, hits. Baylor leads.
That's what you call a pro move. Tough shot, great poise.
West Virginia calls time. Baylor at a 10-1 run. Sochan with a dozen.
Big time shot by the young man who grew up in Milton Keynes, England. He's Polish descent, but he's got an American game. And that will carry him well at the next level someday. Oh, is that smooth?
That is a big-time shot. And look at assistant coach Jerome Tang.
That guy's not leaving until he gets a big-time head coaching job. 19 years with Scott Drew. They are joined at the hip, and he's every bit as important as Scott Drew.
Baylor by 2. Coming up next, stick around. SportsCenter, Scott Van Pelt. Top highlights and reaction from a busy Monday in the NBA, plus what Tom Brady had to say about the potential end of his Hall of Fame career, and another cruel edition of Bad Beats. You don't want to miss it. SportsCenter, SVP next, right here on ESPN and the ESPN app.
All right, how do you get Taz a look?
Sherman handling, hesitates, gets inside, and puts it in.
Well, he went Euro step. Very fortunate right there. Huggs wanted a foul.
29 is his new season high and career.
That's how you get him a look.
Akinjo. A little short on that shot. Rebound pulled down there by Kerrigan. West Virginia and Baylor tied at 66. Under 4 to go.
They're using ball screens, trying to create mismatches.
Sherman knocked down, grabbing his face, Sochan. And they get a foul inside. Now Sherman down to the floor, and he is shaken up. And he is hurting right now. 3:42 to go. We're tied at 66. Sherman still down. 29 points, a career high. They're going to need more from him. 3:42 to go. West Virginia locked up, 66 apiece, 3:42 to go. Taz Sherman got his bell rung. Watch the right hand of Sochan. Just got him across the jaw. And, I mean, wow. It got him. I mean, we don't have a great angle, but it obviously stung him. I mean, effectively is like an inadvertent punch is what it seemed. I wonder if he'll be able to come back. Turnover here. Sochan bounce up ahead. Meyer. Euro step, lifts it in. Baylor leads.
I think you still play through Osaboyan now. Number 3, they're passing center, but you got to look for McNeil now.
First points of the game for Meyer. Osaboyan at the basket, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
He's a much better offensive player than he was a year ago, so you can play through him. Here's the issue. He's a 39% foul shooter coming into this game. He does a lot of things well, but that is certainly not one of them.
Taz Sherman really struggling. You see him sitting on the edge of the bench. He has ice on his jaw, but he has had his head down the entire time. Anytime he tries to look up, he's squinting, blinking his eyes, having to stare at the court and complaining that his head hurts.
Again, an inadvertent hand to the face from Sochan. I mean, regardless, in that spot, it's a foul they missed. Let's be clear.
Yep.
And, I mean, again, you wait till something else, but he's giving off some of the signs like he may have a concussion, something along those lines. And a foul down at the other end.
And if you're just joining us, the kid's got 29 points tonight, Taz Sherman, a career high. He has been unguardable. And watch the isolation. They run for Sochan. He gets to the basket. There's the contact. And we said it earlier, John, without Flagler and Cryer, I don't know how this game is going to end, but the freshmen are growing up slowly tonight because Sochan and Brown have had to be key figures. That's a good sign.
Watch the right hand, Sochan, bang, right there. And Taz Sherman's going to go to the locker room. I mean, that really makes you wonder whether he's coming back.
Oh yeah, no, we'll see. But
Meyer, rebound, putback. Baylor leads by 3.
Keep playing through Osaboyan right there. Now look from McNeil.
Osaboyan at the basket.
Oh,
circus shot. And it's a 1-point game. He's 2.5 to go.
He's their point guard right now. He is. He's their best passer. Circus shots, not so much.
Meyer. I mean, he'd been totally quiet, had not scored, and he's got 7 points in the last 90 seconds.
You just summarized Matthew Meyer's entire career. Nice.
Inside lob, and Kerrigan gets it to go. 2-point game.
West Virginia hanging without Sherman. I like it. Poised. They are desperate for a win, John.
Tchamwa with 20 to lead Baylor. Sochan blocked by Osaboyan. And Tchamwa Tchatchoua able to knock it back out to Tchamwa. Shot clock at 4. Tchamwa got to get something off. And they get a foul on West Virginia. I think it's on Johnson.
Let's go back and watch Gabe Osaboyan again. Remember, at 6'8", he's their best passer. But hits a tough shot right there. But Matthew Meyer, this summarizes his career. Never afraid of the big moment, going back to the first game of his freshman year. I don't want to say feast or famine because he's feasted more than there's been famine, but he's never afraid of the big moment.
Tchamwa at the line. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And Tchamwa on the season at 78%. And again, as we see Tchamwa about to shoot, you look at the names on the back of the jerseys. If you're wondering, that is James Tchamwa. The names on the back of the jerseys for the Baylor Bears honor the immortal 10. 95 years ago, they lost 10 members of a basketball traveling party, players, coaches, and fans, when a bus carrying that group collided with a train. And so they wear the names of the immortal 10 on their jerseys to remember the lives who were lost that day. Tchamwa knocks it down, and wearing L.R. Ivy Foster's name on the back of his jersey.
He's got 22 tonight, just what the doctor ordered.
McNeil. Good hands by Sochan. Osaboyan weaves his way inside, loose ball, and it ends up with Bonner.
Tough miss. Does West Virginia foul? I think they're going to try to get one, but they haven't been able to, so this is good. Baylor milks the clock.
So Tchamwa running some clock here. Tchamwa step back. Meyer rebound, put back. Holy cow. McNeil, floater, got it. And West Virginia within 4.
Well, Matthew Meyer, take a look. Johnny on the spot tonight. He's got a long wingspan. Watch him crash. Finishes it, and he has been the key down the stretch. And regardless of whether Baylor wins this game or not, one of the things that has happened tonight is to be able to play a Big 12 game without 2 of your leading scorers and have a chance to win. This team will be better and better for it as the season goes on. West Virginia now, John, 2-possession game. They've got to go quickly. Don't necessarily need a 3.
Matthew Meyer, with 3:27 to go, had not scored in this game. He's got 9. He has been the guy down the stretch for them.
What he's done throughout his career. Never been afraid. Now, in the past, Bob Huggins likes to go, you know, we always say 2-possession game. He likes to go for the 3 here. Okay, now the problem with that is sometimes that play takes too long to develop. Let's see what they do out of the timeout, because whether they get a 3 or not, it's still a 2-possession game.
No Taz Sherman still in the locker room, a career best 29, but got struck in the face inadvertently by Jeremy Sochan. Baylor was up by 2 when that happened, and Sherman came out of the game, and that was it. And really appeared to have his bell rung. Cobwebs, and Sherman eventually went back to the locker room. .3 to go in the game. It's Baylor by 4, and Sochan to inbound. And immediately they foul Akinjo.
John, we said it at halftime. James Akinjo had to be the catalyst because nobody else was really creating offense. And last year, this kid took some criticism from people because they said he was overly offensive-minded at Arizona. When I talked to Sean Miller a couple weeks ago about this young man, he said, we had such a young team, we had to rely on him to score. And that's exactly what Scott Drew has needed in the second half tonight.
First, Akinjo with 23. Make it 24. So Akinjo and Meyer down the stretch. And now the Mountaineers need a bucket in a hurry.
And they need a 3 in a hurry.
And a foul on Tchamwa Tchatchoua.
He's gone.
And that's 5 he's done. Jonathan Tchamwa Tchatchoua with 14, doing his damage as per usual in close. Kendall Brown, the freshman, will check back in. Hoping Taz Sherman is okay. I will say this, if West Virginia plays like this, they're going to get some more wins down the stretch. I know that Bob Huggins told Chris Budden at the half, we got to rebound the ball better, and they've been out rebounded. They're -10 rebounding in this game. And so that's something that's going to need to change for the Mountaineers. Here's Kadrian Johnson.
As a coach, you look at your schedule and you say, well, this part of the schedule is a gauntlet. But in this league, on January 1st, the gauntlet starts and it ends on March 5th. So there's no breathing room. They do get Texas Tech and Iowa State at home in Morgantown the next 7 days.
Akinjo gets knocked down. Meyer Tosses it in. Sochan able to collect it, and then he gets fouled. And Sean McNeil saying to John Higgins, what about the travel?
Well, Dale Bonner's grown up tonight. Kendall Brown's grown up tonight. Sochan's grown up. Yeah, I thought it was fouled first. There's the bump. Got to make his free throws.
That one to go. He's got 13 to go along with 9 rebounds. And again, coming up, SportsCenter with SVP. Look at the night in the NBA and a check of the weekend's bad beats.
Have to shoot a 3 here.
Wilson's 3.
Oh,
off the
boy.
glass and good.
Yep.
That's his second. Remember, he had the buzzer-beating 3 at the end of the first half, and now banks one home.
This young man is a freshman, doesn't play a lot. He's from the outskirts of Cleveland. Highly recruited. Now, here's the interesting thing. Baylor's going to take it out. They've got 2 freshmen, and we know how freshmen can be. If you're Bob Huggins right now, what I would do, and nobody presses better than Bob Huggins, press Virginia, etc., is I would face guard everybody and try to force a home run ball down the court with the idea that they will throw the ball away. If the ball is not touched in the backcourt, it goes out of bounds. West Virginia would get it underneath their own basket. Try to force a desperation throw down the court and take away these short passes on the inbounds, or foul right away.
They added 0.3 back on the clock, so now it'll be 7.2 left in the game as Baylor inbounds up by 3. John Tchamwa, Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden.
Let's watch now. This is the football play. Remember, all 5 guys legally can be out of bounds, and you can actually throw it to a teammate out of bounds. Watch this. Interesting.
And they just end up simply getting it to Akinjo, and he'll march down to the other end. James Akinjo, 6 for 6 from the free throw line in this one.
You don't want to do this as a coach, but if you're Scott Drew, you have to anticipate 2 misses here and know whether you're going to foul West Virginia or not. 1 free throw makes it moot, John. But that's what he's thinking in his head right now. Okay. So if he misses this and you're Scott Drew, do you foul? I say yes.
That's it, makes it a 2-possession game. Scott Drew calls timeout. 4-point Baylor advantage, 6.4 to go. For the Bears tonight, no L.J. Cryer, their leading scorer. No Adam Flagler, their 3rd leading scorer. And with those 2 guys injured, at times they really struggle to find offense.
Now this is what I would do here. Most teams are going to inbound it. They're going to dribble it up the court. They're going to shoot it. Hope that somebody fouls you on the 3. I would run the home run play here. Throw the ball all the way down to the court to the paint and try to score quickly with only 1 second off the clock, and then set up your press. Baylor is not going to foul you. If you catch it and dribble it 5 times, game's going to be over.
Right.
So situational basketball. Throw it down the court to your biggest guy, hoping that Baylor doesn't want to foul him. Catch it, lay it in. You'll have 5 seconds to set up your press.
All right, let me ask you this.
Go.
With what you're suggesting,
yes,
would you still employ that tactic if you hadn't practiced it?
No, but we've already practiced that.
Okay.
Okay, that's called coaching. All right, honestly, that's called coaching. That's what Belichick does. That's what Self does. That's what the great coaches do. You make pressure decisions in the non-pressure time before the game. See, and I would throw it to Osaboyan down at the basket. If they dribble it up, Baylor's not fouling.
And they do exactly as you say to try to get it up ahead. And now a three. Off the mark. Loose ball. Meyer comes away with it. And Baylor escapes. 81-77. James Akinjo, our player of the game, brought to you by Phillips 66. 18 of his 25 in the second half. Heck of a night for Taz Sherman. But West Virginia comes up short. For Fran Fraschilla, Chris Button, and our entire outstanding crew, I'm John Shabby saying thanks for joining us here in Waco. Time now for SportsCenter. SVP.